Yeah, dear students, welcome once again to the GATE coaching class session. In this session, we are going to discuss about block diagram reduction, which is one of the major portion in control systems. Okay, so before starting the topic of discussion, I would like to give a short introduction about control system. Okay, so control system is the subject which it deals with mathematical techniques of different components present in a electrical and mechanical system. Okay, so by control system, I mean that different components are brought together to perform certain execution. The best example of a control system is a DC motor, right? And the best example for control is armature control or field control. Okay, now in this GATE coaching class, the primary topic of discussion is block diagram reduction. Okay, what do you mean by, or what do you understand by the term block diagram? From the term block diagram, we mean that different components are brought together to establish a certain system. Okay, so for example, if you consider an armature controlled DC motor, it consists of the armature circuit, which houses both armature conductors and field system, which consists of the field coils and the input electrical supply and the output rotation, which is nothing but torque. All these components are brought together consists of a DC motor, right? So each block represents each component in the control system. That control system may be an electrical system or it may be a mechanical system. When it is an electrical system, we call it may be either a DC motor or a DC generator, stepper motor, servo motor. If it is a mechanical system, it may be a dashpot, mass, spring, even an electric car, a motor vehicle. All these consist of different components. All these are simple examples of a control system. Okay, now let us fix our attention or goal towards block diagram reduction, right? Okay, what is the main goal or what is the main aim of block diagram reduction? The main goal is to determine the overall transfer function of a system. What do you mean by transfer function? That's very, very important. Transfer function is defined as Laplace transform of output variable to the Laplace transform of input variable at zero initial condition. So each block consists of different gains, and we need to combine all the blocks to design a single block which consists of the overall transfer function. So to combine all the blocks, we need to go for certain rules. We call those rules as block diagram algebra reduction rule. Okay. Now, before going to the problems, first let us understand what are the basic rules for block diagram reduction. Rule 1, combining the blocks in cascade. For example, if I have two blocks of gain G1 and G2, if they are connected in cascade, the result is G1, G2. So try to understand cascade means here series. Okay, so you can notice that the output of first block is A into G1. The output of second block is A into G1, G2, right? So we are combining or cascading two blocks in series and we have reduced to single block. Rule number 2. You can notice that both the blocks are connected in parallel. How will you identify or how will you notice that both the blocks are connected in parallel? You can notice that the arrow mark is mentioned or pointing towards forward direction. Okay. So you can notice the output of first block is A into G1. The output of second block is A into G2. So the combination, okay, is nothing but A into G1 plus A into G2. So you can notice that when both blocks are connected in parallel, you need to add. So these are the first two rules, or the first basic rules to understand block diagram reduction. And in both the rules, you can notice two blocks are converted to single block. And the most important thing a student should understand is the output must not be affected when you reduce the block. That's very, very important. Take care that you never disturb the output. Okay. What is rule number 3? Moving the branch point ahead of a block. It means you are going to move the branch point towards the right hand side of the block. Okay, see the output of the arrow mark, it is A. When I want to move the branch point ahead of the block, the output still should remain A. So what should I do? I should divide by the block 1 by G. So AG into 1 by G gives me A. So you can notice that the output remains same. The branch point is also known as takeoff point, or it is also known as nodal point. Kindly understand. Okay. So in some questions, they may refer as a nodal point. In some questions, they refer as a takeoff point, but don't get confused. Everything carries the same meaning. And please notice that when I moved the branch point ahead of a block, the output is not disturbed. It still remains A only. So to maintain the output constant, I should divide by the block. So AG into 1 by G gives A. Now moving the branch point before. That is, I'm going to move the branch point towards the left hand side of a block. What is the output of the block? Sorry, what is the output of the arrow mark? AG. So when I move the branch point before, that is towards the left hand, I should connect a block. So A into G, AG. So you can notice that in both the cases, the output remains same. Okay. So rule 3 is moving the branch point ahead of a block. That is the right. Rule number 4 is moving a branch point before the block. That is towards left. Okay. So in both the cases, take care that you are not disturbing the output. So you're making the correction such that the output remains same. Rule 5, moving the summing point ahead of a block. Okay, what do you mean by a summing point? It is the pictorial representation of summation. Okay, when I want to add different quantities together, we call it as summation. Okay, so we are representing it as a circle. Now I'm going to move a summing point before the block. So you can notice that here you're going to draw by two blocks. Okay, B into G, A into G, AG plus BG. Okay. Similarly, moving the summing point before a block. Okay. So here also you can notice that B into 1 by G. So B by G. Once again, if I multiply, it becomes AG plus B. Okay. So in either of cases, see that you never disturb the output. Rule number 7. Rule number 7 is interchanging the summing point. It is very simple and easy to understand because you just swap the position, that's all. And notice that if the arrow mark enters minus, you have to take it as minus. If the arrow mark enters as plus, you have to take it as plus. That's okay. So A plus B minus C. So A minus C plus B, A minus C plus B, A plus B minus C. Next, splitting the summing points. You can notice that A plus B minus C. Okay, so we'll be having A plus B, then A plus B minus C. What do you mean by splitting the summing points? You can notice that in the first case, you have 3 input. You're going to split as 2 summing points with the 2 inputs. That's all. Okay. Rule number 9. Rule number 9 is very simple. It is a reversible sequence of rule number 8. You're going to combine summing points. You have 2 input, 2 summing points, A plus B minus C. So if you combine all the 3 inputs together, A plus B minus C, that is all. Okay. So you can understand these points easily. We are coming to a very important rule, elimination of feedback. Okay. What do you mean by feedback first? If the portion or if the portion or some percentage of the output is fed back to the input for correcting a certain error, we call it as feedback. Feedback is of 2 types. One is positive feedback, another one is negative feedback. If the feedback factor has a negative sign, it is negative feedback. And if the feedback factor has a positive sign, you have, or you call it as positive feedback. Okay. See, feedback, discussing about feedback is something like an ocean. You encounter feedback concept not only in control system, you encounter in electronic systems, particularly linear integrated circuits, voltage regulators, voltage controllers, phase lock loops. You encounter in digital system, flip-flops, registers, memory elements. Okay, so here we are not concerned about the practical applications of feedback loop. Here we want to see, or we are going to see how to eliminate a feedback. Okay, you can notice that the output from the summing point is R minus CH, and I multiply with the G. Okay, so C is output, R is input. You can notice that C is equal to R minus CH of G, and after certain manipulation, C by R is G divided by 1 plus G of H. So the rule for eliminating the negative feedback path is C by R is equal to G divided by 1 plus GH. Right? Okay. So please notice one thing, where G represents the forward path block and H represents the negative path. Okay. And kindly understand one thing. You notice that the feedback path or the feedback loop consists of a block with the gain H, right? So G divided by 1 plus GH for negative feedback. Now let us see what is the rule for positive. The same rule, but the only difference is G divided by 1 minus G of H. Right? That is the only difference for a positive feedback. The sign simply changes. So kindly understand, the rule for negative feedback elimination is G divided by 1 plus G of H. The rule for positive feedback elimination is G divided by 1 minus G of H. Okay. So we have discussed certain basic rules for block diagram reduction. Let us once again go through some simple rules or more important rules. Rule 1, check the blocks connected in series and simplify. Check the blocks connected in parallel and simplify. Connected in series means cascade. Connected in parallel means feed forward. Kindly understand, if the arrow mark is pointing in forward direction, feed forward. If the arrow mark is pointing in a reverse direction, feed backward or feedback. Right? Rule 3, check for the blocks connected in feedback loop and simplify. Rule 4, if there is difficulty with the takeoff point, shift it towards right, that is ahead. Okay, if there's a difficulty with summing point, shift it towards left, that is before. Repeat the steps one by one until you get a single block. Okay, so the goal of block diagram reduction is to determine the transfer function of a given system. That may be an electrical system, thermal, hydraulic, or mechanical system. Okay. Now, let us proceed with a simple problem. Right? So kindly understand the goal of the problem is to minimize the block diagram using block diagram reduction rule to convert it to a single block and finally to determine the transfer function. Okay. So let us take the first problem. Consider the block diagram shown in the following figure. Simplify this block diagram using block diagram reduction rules. Okay. So now you can notice how many blocks we have. 3, 6, 8. We have to convert or simplify this into a single block. R of S is input, Y of S is output. You have 4 summing points, don't forget. Right? Okay. Any student who starts working always look for simple conversion first. Don't immediately jump to moving the take of points or moving the summing points. Okay, that creates more confusion. Always first see whether we can use cascading or whether we can use feed forward. Then see whether you can eliminate feedback. If all the three are not possible, then you go for shifting the summing points or takeoff points, right? Okay. In this problem given, you can notice easily G1 and G2 are connected in cascade. G1 represents gain of a particular block. G2 represents gain of another particular block. Okay. So G1 and G2 are connected in cascade. So first convert both the blocks into single block. Next, G3 and G4 are connected in parallel, feed forward. So convert that to a single block, G3 plus G4. This is the first step any student should proceed so that he can further simplify easily. Okay, so you can notice that G1, G2 cascade is G1, G2, G3 and G4 in parallel is G3 plus G4. So you converted or simplified 8 blocks into 6, correct? Next, you can further simplify by taking the nodal point ahead of G5 or moving towards the right hand side of G5. For that, you have to divide by the block. Okay, so it becomes H2 by G5. Right? The thing is, you have a feedback elimination G1, G2 with the feedback of H1. Right? So you can simplify in 2 steps. Moving the moving the takeoff point ahead of G5. So it becomes H2 by G5 and eliminating the feedback loop H1. Okay. So the steps are further modified as adding a block by dividing with the G5 and then G1, G2 divided by 1 plus G1, G2, H1. Right. So see, you have got here G1, G2, 1 by divided by 1 plus G1, G2, H1 and H2 by G5. So 6 blocks are further reduced to 5, right? And take care, you are left only with some simple steps. G3 plus G4 is connected in cascade with G5. Together, you can notice that you have a feedback path. The path is in above. So don't mistake it as a feed forward. Take care of the arrow mark. If the arrow mark is pointing towards forward direction, it is forward. If the arrow mark is pointing towards reverse direction, it is backward. Okay, so eliminate the feedback. G3, G4 into G5 divided by 1 plus G3, G4 into G5, H3. Okay. So you can notice that we have successfully reduced 8 blocks into 3 blocks. This is the final step. You have the 2 blocks in forward as cascade. Just multiply and eliminate H2 by G5. It is positive feedback. Take care. Okay. Positive feedback means G divided by 1 minus G of H. Right. So this is the final solution. Okay, so you have a positive feedback H2 by G5, so minus H2 by G5, and after some simple calculation, you're getting the result, which is very simple. So dear students, from this problem, you are able to understand 8 blocks are simplified into a single block. Okay, so this is the perfect example of block diagram reduction technique. Okay, so once again, I'm saying the most important rules are if 2 blocks are connected in cascade, simplify. Then check if whether 2 blocks are in parallel, simplify. Then check if the block has a feedback loop, erase it. Finally, use the rules for summing point or nodal point unless it is necessary. Okay, because it involves adding or subtracting certain terms as well as certain blocks. So you need to be cautious and alert. Okay. Now, let us discuss a problem which was asked in GATE examination. Please take care. GATE examinations, you cannot predict whether this problem will be simple or complex. Okay, sometimes it may involve hardly 2 blocks, sometimes it may involve even 15 to 20 blocks. Okay, but here see that use rules which are less complex and which are less time consuming. Okay, here you have 3 blocks H1, H2, G, and you have 2 nodal points or 2 takeoff points, and you have 2 summing points. C of S is output, R of S is input. Obtain the transfer function. And kindly understand the ultimate goal of all block diagram reduction rules, problems related to block diagram reduction rule is to determine the transfer function. Okay. Now, the first step C has done smartly. Moving the takeoff point to 1 ahead of G. So he has a divider by G. So H1 becomes H1 by G. Okay. So he has made the goal too simple. And kindly understand the block diagram reduction does not have only one specific step. You can also take or use the second nodal point and you can also move before G. Okay, that will be multiplying with the G, and that is also one of the easiest method. Okay, so you can choose any one method, and here what he is doing or what the person doing is he's taking the takeoff point ahead of the block G, so it becomes H1 by G. Now it's further simplified. you have one feedback path and you have one feed forward. Now, kindly understand, if it is a straight line, replace by 1. Don't replace by 0. It becomes a big blunder. If it is a straight line, take it as unity. Okay. If you put 0, it means that you don't have any path at all. So h1 by g plus 1. So this is one block. G divided by g with the feedback h2, it becomes g divided by 1 plus h2. So you can notice that both are connected in cascade. And if you multiply, it is converted to a single block. Okay. So you can leave the answer as it is, or you can just make some simple modifications which are not that much difficult. Okay. And you should understand one thing. In GATE, they will give the choice of answers. So from that choice, picking the answer is not rather difficult. Okay. So here you are using only one change. You're going to take the nodal point ahead of G. So you're going to divide by G. So it becomes H1 by G. Then you're using the elimination of negative feedback and connecting or adding two paths in forward. Okay. So a straight line indicates unity, 1 plus H1 by G. Right. So this is the best example to show you how you can apply the block diagram rules or reduction techniques and successfully convert several blocks into a single block. Okay. So kindly notice that the ultimate goal is transfer function determination. Right. Never forget that transfer function is defined as Laplace transform of output variable to the Laplace transform of input variable at zero initial condition. Okay. So the transfer function is always determined or mentioned in frequency domain. Okay. If you want the parameter in time domain, you have to use inverse Laplace. Okay. Kindly understand, when you prepare for control system, you have to apply several mathematical techniques. Right. So the basic knowledge of mathematics is highly essential for control system. Okay. Now let us focus on the next problem. Consider the next problem. The question given in this problem is determine the overall transfer function for the system. Okay. So C of S is once again the output, R of S is input. You have 6 blocks with individual gains, and you have 3 summing points and a few nodal points. Okay. Now let us proceed with the solution. Right. Okay. If you take the solution, the first step is you're going to move the summing point ahead of the block. Okay. Right. So let us move the summing point ahead of the block. You have to divide by the block. So H2 becomes H2 by G4. Sorry, you're going to move the summing point ahead, before G4. Okay. So when you move before G4, it becomes, or you need to multiply with the G4. Okay. So H1 has to multiply G4. H1, G4. Okay. And now you can notice that H1 and G4 are connected in cascade. So the result is H1, G4. And you can notice that you have a feedback path with the forward path is G3 and the feedback path is H1, G4. Okay, so G3 divided by 1 plus G3, G4, H1. Kindly notice that if you have a negative feedback, the denominator is positive. Okay. So you can notice that even though initially the problem seemed to be complex, by proper application of the rule, the problem seems to be very simple. Okay. So the students should never forget the rule for elimination of negative feedback. G divided by 1 minus G of H is for positive. G divided by 1 plus J of H is for negative. Right? Okay. Now we have eliminated the cascade and we have eliminated the negative feedback also. Right? So you can notice that the blocks are further simplified. And once again, you can see that G2 is connected in cascade with G3 by 1 plus G3, G4, H1. So you multiply together, it becomes a single block. And you have a feedback path with the feedback block H2 that is negative, right? So eliminating that is very simple. Instead of G, you have what? G2, G3 divided by 1 plus G3, G4, H1. And instead of H, you have only H2, right? So after eliminating all this, it is further simplified with only 4 blocks. And you can notice one thing, you are not using any complex rules here. That is, you are not moving the summing points, because moving the summing points requires some complex step where the possibility of making mistakes is more. That's why you can notice that whenever block diagram reduction technique comes into picture, okay, mostly it is advisable to use only rules related to nodal points as well as feedback, cascade, or parallel. Try to avoid moving the summing points until or unless you don't have any other choice. Okay, now G1 is connected in cascade with the other block. You just multiply together and then you have a feedback which is G4 that you get right. So you use a G divided by 1 plus G of H. With that, you will be getting this block. And finally, you have 2 blocks which are connected in cascade multiply. Okay. So this gives the final result, C of S by R of S. So which states that the Laplace transform of output variable C of S to the Laplace transform of input variable R of S at 0 initial condition. G1, G2, G3, G4 divided by 1 plus G3, G4, H1 plus G2, G3, H2 plus G1, G2, G3, G4. All represents the gain of each individual system. Okay. Right. So kindly understand doing block diagram reduction. If you understand the basic rules, basic methods for elimination of the blocks, it becomes too simple. Okay. Let us proceed with the problem which involves splitting this summing point. Okay. Yeah. In this question, obtain the closed loop transfer function whose block diagram is shown. Okay. Now notice that you have a summing point which is 3 input. G1 is entering at the plus point. H1 and H2 are entering at the minus point. Okay, you have 3 summing points. With the one summing point has 3 inputs and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. Okay. Now, rule 1 is first step, simplify the summing point. Convert the 2 input summing point, convert the 3 input summing point into 2 input summing point. Right? So you can notice here the 2 input summing point is split, the 3 input summing point is split into 2 input summing point. But see that the plus and minus sign are never affected. G1 is entering the plus, H2 is entering minus, H1 is also entering minus. Now you can notice that when you look at this question, see how complex it was looking. But when you split the summing points, you see how simple it becomes. Okay, so always understand the goal of block diagram reduction is to convert a complex system into a simple system so that you're supposed to find the gain and the response of the system. Okay, to determine the gain and response, the first step is to learn about the elimination of different blocks or reducing different blocks into a single block. Okay. So now you can notice that H1 and G2 together form a feedback. H1 goes towards a negative input, so it is a negative feedback. So G2 divided by 1 plus H1 G2. Right? Next, you are going to shift a summing point ahead. Ahead means after the block. So you have to divide by the block. So I'm going to move the summing point which is before G3 to ahead. So I have to divide by G3, which is nothing but H1 by G3. Okay. So you can notice clearly here it is H1 into 1 by G3, which is nothing but H1 by G3. Now it becomes further simplified. Okay. So here the blocks are not reduced, but the steps are simplified so that you can understand much better. Correct? So G2 by 1 plus G2 H1 is connected in cascade with G3. Eliminate. Both are connected in cascade, so multiply. So G2 G3 divided by 1 plus G2 H1. You have a feedback path above the block. See, the arrow mark only says whether it is a feedback path or feed forward path. Okay, so you can notice from the arrow mark it is a feedback. Since it enters a negative sign, it is a negative feedback. So G2 G3 by 1 plus H1 G2 divided by G2 G3 by 1 plus H1 G2 into H2. Okay, after simplification, you'll be getting some simple result. That's all. And you can notice that H1 into 1 by G3 are connected in cascade, which is nothing but H1 by G3. Now, the blocks are further simplified. G1 is connected in cascade with a G2 G3 by 1 plus G2 H1 plus G2 G3 H2. When you add these two, or sorry, when you multiply or when you connect in cascade, you have to simply multiply. You have a positive feedback H1 by G3. Okay. So what happens? Use the positive feedback elimination rule and simplify. So you have only one step. Okay. So take care whether it is a feedback or feed forward based on the arrow mark. So this is the step where most of the students while rushing up or in a hurry they simply skip without knowing whether it is a feedback or feed forward. Okay, so it is a feed forward, you just need to add, that's all. Okay, so here you can notice clearly G1 G2 G3 divided by 1 plus G2 H1 plus G2 G3 H2 minus G1 G2 H1 plus G4. Okay, you can leave as it is, and this completes the transfer function of the given system. Okay, so you can understand easily how to determine the transfer function of a system using block diagram reduction. Okay, so once you're thorough with all these problems, you can notice that it's very simple. Not only simple, it is also very easy to understand how to eliminate. Okay, so kindly notice one thing. The rules for block diagram reduction are very, very important. When two blocks are in cascade, multiply the gain. When two blocks are connected in parallel, that is feed forward, add the gain. Okay, so when you move a branch point ahead, if you have confusion with the term ahead, use the word right hand side. You have to divide by the block. When you move the branch point towards the left hand of a block, multiply with the block. You need to add another block. Okay, so moving the summing point before and after are quite complex. Try not to utilize this rule until it is necessary. Then interchanging summing points is very simple. Splitting the summing points is a 3-input summing point is converted to 2-input summing point. Right? A combining summing point is again the reversible of rule 8. Okay, so a 2-input summing point is converted to a single 3-input summing point. Elimination of a negative feedback loop is nothing but you have a negative feedback H. You are going to eliminate. You use basic mathematical laws. G divided by 1 plus G of H. Since the feedback H is towards a negative summing point, you have to use 1 plus G of H. Okay, see, this is not by assumption. This is based on simple mathematical rules. Okay, so don't think it is by assumption. It is by fact. Rule 11 is elimination of feedback path. Okay, so G divided by 1 minus G of H. So the same steps only, instead of plus you have minus here. And we started with this problem. Kindly understand one thing. From the on seeing the problem itself, your approach must be sharp. Two blocks are connected in cascade. Simplify. Two blocks are connected in parallel. Parallel, please take care. Take care if the arrow mark is towards the forward direction. We call it as parallel. Okay. If the arrow mark is at the reverse direction, it is feedback. So parallel is also known as feed forward. You need to simply add. Feedback means you have to use the feedback elimination rules, either plus or minus. Okay, so G1, G2, one block, G3 plus G4, another block. Next, you are going to move a branch point ahead of G5. So you have to divide by G5. Okay, and you have a feedback path which is negative feedback. The forward block is G1, G2. The feedback block is H1, G1, G2 divided by 1 plus G1, G2, H1. Okay, and then you can notice that G3 plus G4 is connected in cascade with G5. And then you can further eliminate the feedback path. And two blocks are connected in cascade, multiply, convert to a single block. Okay, you have only one elimination, that is positive feedback elimination. That's all. Okay, so I hope you have understood the various aspects of block diagram reduction. And when you approach for the GATE examination, try to use the rules which will reduce the complexity. Okay, and try avoiding rules related to summing points unless it is very, very necessary. Okay, thank you for attending this GATE session. Next class, let us discuss about signal flow graphs. Thank you.